starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Your host Superman in the house. Boy, oh boy, it is an opportunity of a lifetime right now playing out, especially on PulseChain. It's like a double win. So yeah, you got to take the short-term hit in the portfolio value, but the actual opportunity to pick up mad volumes is just crazy right now. We obviously got Bitcoin on the pullback. We've got a PulseChain on the pullback, a pretty significant one, and we've got another day to go. So we're going to talk about that. D-Day is coming up in about an hour or something, so it's pretty close. And so yeah, that's going to be the final big hitter. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Opportunities abound right now for those accumulating. Yeah, it's just going to be insane. So we're going to talk all about that, but we've got a huge show today, and I'm not kidding. We've got lots of updates, guys. Lots of updates. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. What are we updating? Well, we're going to be updating on Liberty Swap and RailGun. RailGun is loading up, guys. It's loading up for the 7th. So we've got that in process. We've got PDC, the Grays, guys, has got their new front end dashboard. Looks pretty snazzy. We're going to talk about that briefly as well. That's coming up. We've got a big PUSD Algo update. Yeah, boy. So that's going to be pretty cool. I know many people have been, wanting that. So have I. And I know Cult DeFi out there as well has been pretty keen. We see it as Jacob's flagship protocol, DeFi, and potentially one of the main, I call it one of the pillars, potential pillars of PulseChain coming up. So it could be pretty huge. Perhaps the first decentralized algorithmic stablecoin in the world that actually operates properly. So very excited with that. We're also going to talk about Richard Hart and, of course, the ProveX sacrifice. Major changes in the last day, and of course that's contributed to the PulseChain going down, no doubt. And yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Major jumps in the amounts of sacrifice. Also, the official website is up and running as well, so we're going to have a check that out also for the ProveX website. And then we've also got an update on ProveX, as well as, of course, the ultimate finishing up with the monster thread number 30, guys. Number 30 monster thread, the hottest weekly news in PulseChain over last week. We're going to check that out too. So big shout out to MBS Crypto, the editor-in-chief of that. Very, very cool, and the promotional lead for the Kryptonite Show. So lots of stuff in store today. Hope you guys enjoy it. We've also got coming up a few other things, so we're going to mention those during the show. So yeah, fun times ahead. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We are streaming on 3 YouTube channels as well as on X. So definitely smash the subscribe button, hit the follow button on X. And of course, check out the socials in the video description. We do have the Strategy Club. Join up to that today. That's only $35 a month. So really good value, just over $1 a day. And you're getting all the intel that I pass through there every day. As you guys know, I'm all over it. So get there, folks, and we'll see you in the Discord. Now, share the show around X. Really helps a lot. And let's get into the show. Let's do it. Let's jump over to the stock market first. We've got Monday's results. Remember, last week we had Thanksgiving. So we've got Monday's results here today. So let's get into that and kick it off. So we had the S&P 500 starts Monday off a little bit weak there. Slips as the final month of trade for the year kicks in. So ending November. So we had the Dow Jones down 0.9%, 427 points. So pretty big day there. 40 to 47,289 on the index. Remember, Dow Jones there got the 30 top industrials in it. So that is pretty much down there. And you can see the daily chart though, on the year chart, still pretty good, but definitely off the recent highs, which were up at 47,600 or so, something like that. So we're still down about 500 points or so from there. Now the S&P 500 is down 0.5%, 36 points to 6,800. And we're going to hear from, I think we're going to hear from Tom Lee. Actually, I haven't got it queued, so we might have to queue that up. But yeah, that is coming up as well. Let me actually pull that up while we're here. So S&P 500 is down 0.5%. We've also got the NASDAQ there down 0.4%, 90 points to 23,275 as well. So let's have a look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ there. Let me have a look at that. So yeah, NASDAQ there as well, 23,275. Now the US dollar is sitting at 99.35 versus its trading partners, just down slightly as well. Moving to commodities, we got West Texas at $59.53, up 1.7%, so almost $1. Brent oil at $63.30, just up just a tad there. Gold at the moment $4,264, so it's gold looking still pretty good, and that is up $10 or 1/5%, I guess. Silver there is up $1.30. Wow, $58.45. That's insane in the membrane on the old silver. Look at that! Look at that breakout! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We look at the max period too. That is a new all-time. Look at that! It's just right up there. Remember, 2011 was the last time we had a high. We've actually smashed that. So $58.45. Silver is looking hot. So if you've got a bunch of silver or a bag of silver, congratulations to you. The other big thing, of course, we are expecting it to go somewhere between $75 and $125 over the Trump era in the golden age. So no surprises there. And yeah, what else we can say about that? I think that's it. So that's some of the moves there. Commodities doing pretty well. So that is some of the big news. All right, so we're going to jump into crypto next, but I do need to bring up the Tom Lee. Let's bring up Tom Lee. Just give me a second to load that up. Who else we got in the chat here? We got Mr. Scarface. Hello there. Good to see you, Mr. Scarface. Welcome. And let's see. Let's see if I can pull up this link here. Just give me a second here. I had everything set up except for the video, and I knew it was something I was forgetting, and it was the video of Tom Lee. Poor Tom Lee. Actually, hopefully this is on. Oh, it's on YouTube too. No, that's maybe not so good. We'll see how that works. Don't know if that's going to play through on the browser. Let's give it a try, shall we? Give it a try. Get rid of the ad first. All right, so I'm presuming you guys are going to be able to hear that. So we'll see. We'll find out. Let's put that at the end, shall we? And let's get into the crypto. Let me close down the old Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, the link's in the video description. Join up today. All right, so let's get into the crypto markets and see where that's going. Obviously, stock market was down, and the crypto market is down dramatically. So we've still got some some games going on with the old market. So we've got the total market cap down 5.6%. So pretty decent retrace there. Correction is at 3.016 trillion. So still over 3 trillion, but man, quite a slashing in value. Bitcoin at the moment is down 5.2%, 86,500. Ethereum is down 7.7% at 2,800. XRP at number 4 is down 7.6%, $2.03. BNB is at down 7% at $826. Number 5 and number 7 is Solana. It is down 8.3% at $126. Tron at number 8 is down 1.5% at 27.8 cents. And Doge there is down 9.4% at 13.5 cents right now. Those are the top 10. But what's interesting here is that Figure Hallock has flipped Cardano, and that's the first time that has happened that I know of. And that is so that is now above Cardano. Cardano is now at number 12, and we can see the Figure Hallock there. Market cap is at 14.3 billion. That's a couple hundred million ahead of Cardano now. So that's a big switch there today on that number there. Best performer in the last 24 hours, relatively speaking, is Tron, only down 1.5%. Best performer over the last week is also Tron, up 0.5%. Everything else is in the red. So dramatic changes there. Top 100, we got Quant at number 72, up 22%. Casper is number 73, up 21%. Sky at number 87 is up 15%. And then Monero at number 4 there is up 5.4%. And then Leo there is up 3.2%. So those are the top performers in the last week in the top 100. So there are a few, but not a lot of action there in a pretty depressed environment. Top gainers at the moment, we've got Merlin Chain in the top 1,000, Unif AI Network, and Pippin. Those are in the top 1,000 at the moment performing. Top trending is Monad, Zcash, and Rails. Those are the top trending ones there right now. So yeah, a pretty significant correction again today after I think yesterday's one. So down we go, and more market manipulation going on there. Now, some people, of course, blaming JP Morgan and other things like that going on, but we certainly had that big correction from the 10th of October, and it still seems like we're just not quite able to shake it quite yet. But we are getting up towards that max period of about 8 weeks that Tom Lee was talking about. So that's where we are on the overall. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin. We're going to get rid of all the overlays there. So quite a day, a down day there. What a correction there. Yeah. So we had that death cross play out, and it's still playing out. So we obviously had that big correction down here, and then we've had a bit of recovery here, but smashed down again as we enter the beginning of December. So that is the Bitcoin market right there at the moment. Let's jump over to the performance for the month of November. The final performance was negative 17.67%. And of course, we've just started December the 1st in the United States, and we're down 5.8% already in December. So let's hopefully we get that big, nice, strong reversal for the rest of December that we're expecting. So maybe this will be the final little shakeout there. Moving to Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum right now, and we can see Ethereum here also got similar kind of structure here, and a big sell-off down here. In fact, we went down to 27.27, and that's where we are. We've got that death cross playing out, so fingers crossed it doesn't continue to play out more dramatically. Tom Lee, of course, calling 25 to 2,500, but of course we never quite hit that, did we? 26.37 last time. So let's see where we go with that, and hopefully we'll still get a fake out for the end of the year rally that we're still looking forward to. That's still position I'm holding on to there. So let's hear from Tom Lee. Hope that you guys will be able to hear the audio on this one. We got Check My Pulse team in the house there. Woohoo, Superman, a big shout out there. Welcome to the chat as well. All right, so hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. Let me know if you can. I might put this in a little screen there, and hopefully you hear the audio.
An officer of Fundstrat Capital, as well as a CNBC contributor. He's a calm person that doesn't get too excited or worried. But this is not a portentous start for December, given what you were thinking. Although I remember last time you were on, Tom, you said good year-end action, but rocky in the near term. You said about 2 weeks ago, and we've certainly seen that. But you still bullish on crypto and stocks going into year-end?
I am. I think the biggest tailwind that's going to emerge in the next couple of weeks is around the central bank. The Fed is set to cut in December, but also today is the day that quantitative tightening ends. And as you know, the Fed's been shrinking its balance sheet since April 2022. It's been a pretty big headwind for market liquidity. The last time we had an end to QT, quantitative tightening, was September 2019. And if you look back at that period, the markets really responded well. I think within 3 weeks rallied more than 17%. So I do think the timing of QT ending, which is now essentially QE starting, and the Fed, and at a time when November kind of was topsy-turvy, so I think people got cautious, but now have to performance chase, and then you have a really typically a seasonal tailwind. So I'm pretty bullish into December, even with maybe the first day being rocky.
Yep. So it's still all about the Fed for you, because I was thinking.
So Tom Lee looking pretty bullish, even though we had a shaky start to December. So things looking still pretty positive for the December rally there.
There is a time when a market can hit an inflection point where the reason the Fed is cutting becomes a problem for the market. That's what I thought. With the jobs and everything else, there might come a time where purely Fed cuts, or the backdrop is that there is some weakness in the market, in the economy. You don't see that?
I mean, I'd say that the shutdown put a blackout on data, and I think that created a bit of anxiety because, you know, markets like visibility. But to me, the fact that claims have been behaving and the September jobs report kind of showed a bit of a recovery. I think the labor market's probably holding fine, but the Fed doesn't want that to worsen. But I think the inflation story is actually weakened a lot. So to me, the Fed would be cutting for the right reasons, which is as they look at the next 12 months, the tariff inflation impacts are fading, but there's risk on the job market. So, I mean, I think it's cutting for the right reason, which is, you know, real rates are tightening if they don't cut.
Here's what concerned me about a couple of weeks ago, Tom, with the market's behavior, and that was watching all of the AI high flyers dip and drop, and pretty precipitously in some cases, because it looked like the Fed wasn't going to cut. It raised questions about what was happening in the private markets, and it made me start to wonder, okay, are we looking at a lot of business models that don't work if the Fed doesn't continue to cut rates? Are these the business models that are driving and powering the market right now? That's the one thing that made me sit up and say, that's a little different.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of soul searching, Becky, in November, because we know leverage rose, and we know there was deleveraging in some markets like crypto, and we know margin debt's high. And I think that there was essentially a reset in November because the market had a 6% decline, but the AI stocks and the meme names and a lot of other names fell even more. So I think that position reset has been healthy, and I think many fund managers we talked to in November, in the midst of all that, kind of threw in the towel, thought the rest of the year was sort of a write-off, and now if December is strong, there's going to be a bit of performance chasing, and I think that's what you should typically expect in the final weeks of the year.
I thought it was when we saw Bitcoin sell off and sort of the high flyers sell off on the notion that Powell got hawkish at that one, whatever it was, that one meeting. And then Williams totally turned that around. And the Fed futures jumped, and it became clear they're definitely cutting again. And we got very little for that. Bitcoin should be back at 100 if it really is totally dependent on Fed easing. And if it's a debasement trade, which people say it is, we didn't get much. For now, everybody, you're sure that they're going to cut now. There was a time where we thought they weren't going to cut. What do we get for going back to cutting mode?
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin and crypto have been disappointing because they really took it in the gut in mid-October and then kind of got hit again when, you're right, when the odds of a Fed cut dropped. Bitcoin fell, and then now that the odds have recovered of a cut, they haven't quite recovered. I mean, I think that's still the lingering effects of that deleveraging that happened on October 10th. It's not that different than the wipeout that happened in 2022 with FTX. That took 8 weeks, so we're kind of emerging from that. That's 7 weeks in the rearview mirror, so maybe in another week or two, I think crypto has fully washed out, and that's when it starts to participate.
Yeah, wipeout's a bad word.
So some exciting opportunity there, maybe with another week washout, and obviously we've got the Fed meeting on the 10th, possibly a meeting on Friday on the 7th. So that is kind of setting us up for that big rally into December.
If you could pick another one next time, Tom,
yeah.
we don't. You had very aggressive targets for the S&P and Bitcoin by the end of the year. I mean, it'd be crazy to hit the Bitcoin target, for example. I don't know what that was. But 7,000 on the S&P is still something you think that can happen this year?
Yeah, I mean, 7,000 is only 2% for S&P. From here, I think 5% or maybe even 10% is possible in December. So I think a 7,200, 7,300 is likely for S&P.
I ask you not to do that. You're giving me a target and a time. Don't. It's not good for your career. Don't do that. You're going to be wrong one of these times. But you don't care, do you? You've been right enough.
Well, I'm just looking at probabilities. But you're right. We've been wrong plenty of times, Joe. So I'm okay being wrong too. Okay.
I never have been, really. I don't think so. That would be a big shocker. It does. It happens to all of us. How about Bitcoin? Would you think you'd be happy with 100 if it got back by the end of December, wouldn't you?
Yeah. In fact, I think it was looking good, like you said, over the weekend, and then we got a decline. Sorry, maybe because the Bank of Japan looks hawkish. Yeah. But I don't think the 4-year cycle. I don't think the Bitcoin high is in place. But you're right. We were too optimistic about this happening by December. But I do think Bitcoin can make an all-time high by the end of January. So I don't think we should think the highs are in place for Bitcoin or Ethereum or crypto. So a lot of it's going to depend on equities recovering, which we expect it to, and that helps the animal spirits. And I think a new Fed chair will help. And we have, as Becky said, when people got worried about a hawkish Fed, that kind of hurts the discount models, the discounted cash flow models like AI models, but it hurts crypto models too. So if we have a dovish Fed, that's really a tailwind.
Tom, is there a point, though, Joe and I were talking about this in the last block, is there a point where a Fed that's too dovish scares the markets because they're worried about inflation?
Yes. The markets don't want the Fed to lose credibility. And the bond market will kind of protest if the Fed is too dovish. But I think when I look at Fed fund futures, especially implied inflation, the bond market's more dovish than the Fed. So it looks like the Fed is behind. And that's why I think cuts are necessary.
Are you in town? Where are you?
Yeah, it's pretty. I was just thinking the same.
All right, so that was Tom Lee. So still looking pretty optimistic into the Christmas rally and obviously into January as well for new all-time high for Bitcoin. So we know that this can happen pretty quickly, just like we're getting this massive hit to the downside. So that's kind of where we are right now. Obviously, we've got the Fed meeting coming up on the 10th, potentially emergency meeting before that. Now, obviously, I've got to check my pulse here. Talking about Powell may resign tonight. That was also put out, that rumor. But as far as my best knowledge that I've seen so far is that that is not going to be the case, and that he will stay in place. He will not resign this year for sure. But like things can change pretty quick. But at the moment, that's kind of the best information that I've seen. So yeah, but we do have the meeting on the 10th. That's counting down, and of course we are expecting a more dovish Fed and in favour of the rate cuts. So as Tom Lee pointed out, the bond market's already more dovish and heading towards that rate cut, which is bullish for the markets, right? Especially after the retrace that the stock market and crypto have had. So yeah, let's see if we can pick up some pace leading into, or at least after the Fed on the 10th. So we'll find out. All right, so that is the market update there. So nice little update there from Tom Lee as well. Now we're going to get into PulseChain. We've got a big update for PulseChain. So stick with me because we've got a lot to go through. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Liberty Swap and RailGun. That is loading. We're going to be talking about the Grays, PTC the Grays. The new dashboard looks pretty amazing. We're going to get the PUSD Algo update. This is hot off the press. So we're going to go through that. We've got Richard Hart's new website for ProveX. We're going to look at that as well. That's just came out in the last 24 hours. And then we're also going to give an update on ProveX day number 20 results. We're coming up to D-Day in only about maybe an hour or something. It's not far away. You're an hour and 22 minutes. We're coming up to D-Day. That is day 21. That is the final day of the base rate being at $1 for 10,000 points. What will the whales do? Are we going to see some big, giant moves? How will that impact PulseChain already under pressure with the price retraces? This is what we expected to see. This was the most probable event, and this is what's happened. But it's also coincided with the crypto market also having a big retrace today as well. So it's a double hitter on the old PulseChain. And we've still got another day ahead of us for this to play out. So we're going to see it. It's going to be pretty crazy. Also, we've obviously got the monster thread coming out that just came out as well, the hottest weekly news, and we're going to check that out too. So it's going to be quite a show. We're only 23 minutes into the show, so we've got plenty of time to run through this. Get any questions, any comments that you have in the chat there as well. Really appreciate that. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button on the YouTube channels. We are streaming to 3 YouTube channels, something like 14,500 followers. So a big shout out there to all the followers there. I do appreciate all your support. On X, of course, rebuilding X since our last channel was taken down, but you guys are helping to rebuild it. So just smash the follow and spread the channel around. That really helpful there. As you guys know, the only large PulseChain channel that is doing daily shows every day, and I've been streaming for about 6 years on Hex and now PulseChain, of course. So get out there, folks. All right, let's get into the PulseChain results. So PulseChain launched on the 13th of May, 2023, and here we are 934 days later, and we've got the ProveX sacrifice on as well. So we got the day 934. Pulse at the moment is at quadruple 169, guys. Whoa. Down 14.6%. It is at 17% of the mean sacrifice price. Remember, the whales price was 4,100, and here we're at 1,690. So even the whales there, well out of the money there. PulseX quadruple 011 is down 15.5%, sitting 11% of the mean sacrifice price. And if you're asking about discount, well, what a buy, what a steal, what an opportunity aligns for those that want to pick up large volume bags on the old PulseChain. Pretty sweet, I should say. Now, burning at the moment, 8.19%. So we've gone up a little bit there. 8.19% of PulseX is being bought up and burned. We've had very low volumes, particularly over the ProveX sacrifice period. So almost 20 days. I'm not sure if it's all of them, but just about most of those days have been about $5.5 to $6.5 million of trading volume, weekday or weekend. Doesn't really matter. That's where we've been. So incentive token at the moment, 63 cents. 63 cents right now, down 17%. And of course, we've got Hex on PulseChain. This is your opportunity, guys. That maybe tomorrow is even better, because tomorrow is going to be D-Day, and starting in an hour and 22 minutes. So we're going to find out. But it is at 32 hundredth of a penny, and it is down 18%, 18.3%. Hex is down from, I think we were sitting at 12, 13. I think it was 12 hundredths, 12 hundredth of a penny. We're now at 1/10 of a penny right now for EHEX. Combined price of EHEX and PX, get this, guys, 41, almost 42 hundredth of a penny. So well below 0.5% there at the moment. So those are PulseChain, and it is an opportunity to get mad volumes right now. Gas prices is at 254,000 beats, 0.2 of a penny for a PulseX swap. Validators right now, 52,357, pretty similar to what we've had the last 3 or 4 days by my count. And going to the bridge, let's have a look at the bridge value. We've got 79.6 million, so we've dropped below $80 million there, and we were sitting pretty much around for many days around 82 to 83 million. So we've dropped down below 80 million there at the moment. Now I do have a snapshot, as you guys know, so we're gonna have a quick check of that. I wasn't planning to do that, but we're going to do it since it's down. So just over 2 weeks ago, so on the 16th, so let's say 16 days ago, we were at 85.9 million. So you can see that we're down about maybe $6.3 million in value on that bridge, based on GoPulse numbers here. We had 6,300 ETH. We now got 6186. So we're down about 140 ETH there. We've also had a flippening. So DAI has flipped Ethereum to take the top spot there. So DAI was 18.7 million. We're now at 17.4. So we're down about 1.3 million in DAI. So that's probably even more important there. We've got USDC there sitting at 15.4. So we're now at 16.1. So this is the good news. So while we're down on ETH and DAI, we're up on USDC. USDC was 15.4. We're now at 16.1. So we're up about just over $700,000 on USDC there. So partly offsetting that DAI down. EHEX was 13 million. EHEX is now at 10.3 million. So we're down 2.7 million in value on that. The volumes we're up slightly on the volume, about 70 million EHEX. Coast is pretty much the same. And USD Tether there was 5.3. We're now at 5.336. So we're actually up about 26,000 on USD Tether. So ETH and DAI down, USDC and USD Tether up, but not enough to offset the DAI and the ETH down. And of course, a big drag in value has been the EHEX collapse. Remember, EHEX rallied back in the day up to 0.3 of a penny, and now it's at 1/10 of a penny, and that is a big mover in the bridge value there. So we were, up around 120 million. And here we are when the EHEX was up at like 0.3 of a penny, and here we are down at 79.6. So EHEX does make a big move on that as well. All right, so let's have a quick look. Let's pull up Pulse coin list. I hadn't done that either. I was trying to think of everything, but apparently I didn't. Pulse chain list, sorry, chain stats. We're going to go to that. We're going to bring up the bridge values and see what the snapshot. Now we've got a new snapshot coming up in about an hour or so, but always miss the timing on that. So let's go to bridge stats and look what yesterday's flow was. And, before the carnage, did we have some positive flows? I think we did, but we'll find out before the carnage today. Yeah, so before the carnage, we had 175K net inflow. So that was the first net inflow we'd had for some time. But unfortunately, post that, we had the market correction. So that was pretty much wiped out. So there we go. We'll see what today's is. But obviously with the ProveX sacrifice, there's a chance that some of it rotated back to Ethereum. Now, you can obviously sacrifice directly from PulseChain, but, people often route around as well. So we'll see where all that lands. That's probably only in about an hour and a quarter away, I think, for the next update. All right, so let's get into PulseChain and look at the volumes on that. So PulseChain volumes at the moment, 10.8 million. So, I'd said, we've been doing about 5.5 to 6.5. Well, we got a better day today, 10.8. But it is a down day, so it's just not so great. We do have a little bit of a bounce back in P Tiger, taking out number one spot, up 13%. up 24% in the last 6 hours. Now, I did call a top on that, so if you haven't joined Discord and Strategy Club, join up today. Links in the video description and pinned to the top of X. So there it goes, and it has had a nice bounce there. Now, it was didn't get to fully oversold. It got down to around 34 on the RSI and has bounced from there. So that's nice to, good news there. Now, obviously, we want all projects to do well, but that was well overheated on that chart there. All right, so now we've got the price at 45/100th of a penny, almost back to half a cent, almost tried to get back to half a cent, got rejected and back down there. So that's from Tiger Crypto God. We've got Anon, PulseChain Anonymous there, been around for 16 days, up 11%. We've got GoPulse sitting at just below 7 cents at the moment, up 5% as well. We've got Sparta just up a tad there as well, and it's sitting at 1.9 cents. And then we've got a few other little green ones here, Phoenix, PMX 500 up just a little bit, and UFO as well. Everything else is pretty much out of the money in the reds, and we've still got Volt, though, not too far away. Volt, of course, looking like it potentially could be one of the blue chips on PulseChain. And as I said to you guys, I'd love to see 6 blue chips by the end of the year on PulseChain, and that would be great. That'd be a great foundation entering into next year. I'm going to go through a list of what I think those are, right? So many of them I think are fairly obvious, but we're going to go through that as well. All right, so at the moment, Volt's sitting there waiting for that to launch. So that's got to be coming up pretty soon. Obviously, you also want to time the market sentiment. So it'd probably be well worth waiting until we get, even if you're ready to get the markets back on a little bit of a green run, at least a couple of days, to get that right momentum and get the good feelings back, the good vibes. Markets are humanity, psychology to a lot of degree as well. All right, so that's pretty much everything else there. We had a little bit of a bounce here in X game, or it's actually not all bounce, but it's down 5.8%, but it's not too bad there, 1.4 cents on the old X game there. Everything else is pretty much down, so no surprises there. Everything pretty streets are red at the bottom there. So what's at the bottom? Well, we've got a couple of these humpback protocols. So that's humpback holder or hold token down 34%. Also, apparently the founder of Peacock, and that's down today on the daily there. You can see that after a nice little rally on the old hold. What else is down? Scada's down 23% from Nuke, the supply team. I believe that one is, Nuke Supply, and that is at 1700th of a penny at the moment, so just down a little bit there. Made a little bit of rebound yesterday. That good feeling from yesterday, apparently. What else there? The one sacrifice, which is obviously in the leaderboard on ProveX, that is down as well, 22%. And that I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow when that closes off on the final base day. May just march through it, because obviously this the sacrifice doesn't end until the 10th of January next year. But that is ticking away there. And I think they have the website up as well. We might actually hold the website. Now, I'm not endorsing one at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like the way they did the launch with the allocations. So not endorsing this at all, but they do have their balances up here. So we're going to keep that open just so we can check that out later on. But other than that, not endorsing it. Just make very careful there. Not that I endorse tokens, but that is definitely not one that we're going to be supporting them. Time dividend there at the moment, down 19% right now. Real steel on it, 9mm as well, down as well. Now, these are the ones that will reverse real strong when PulseChain gets back to the upside on an uptrend. These will reverse really nicely because these have got all the volumes going through them and they end fees and all the rest of it, right? So at the moment, these are your discount. If you're looking for some of the big protocols on PulseChain that are going to do, probably very, very well indeed on the reversal, then, picking the bottom of these off with large volumes is a pretty good steal there. So just a couple of thoughts there. Everything else is down. OG WebShift down about 17%. Just about all these other popular ones are all down. Peacock at the moment is down 15%. But this is obviously we're going to be talking about RailGun, so we're going to probably finish here. But actually, the pulse ratio is actually holding pretty well at 510. So the pulse ratio is very important there. So if you're looking at these charts with the US dollar, keep a lookout for the ratios to pulse as well before you make any decisions, and also the RSI as well. And just remember, we've got only another day to go for the base rate. And then I think even though we've got to increase with that for the ProveX sacrifice after that, the first couple of days will certainly get contributions, but it should slow down pretty quickly there. So the big money is going to come in, right, for the best rate. That's how big money makes money. It's by getting the best rates. So that is Peacock there right now. So let's jump over to Liberty Swap. Liberty Swap, of course, is rolling out their RailGun for PulseChain. This is a really big deal, and can open up a lot of traders can come over and do all sorts of magic on PulseChain and disappear again. Or whatever. They can do whatever they want. But RailGun Shield Balance will create an ideal trading setup for PulseChain. You can buy and no one knows. You can sell and no one knows. Cost, speed, and efficiency are exactly what we aim to achieve. We keep improving every day for our PulseChain and our beloved coin. So that is from Liberty Swap. That was earlier today, right? So that was only a few hours ago. And I love the little little Miss Naughty, dangerous, scary. I don't know. What is it? Miss Liberty has gone crazy, but that is from Liberty Swap there. So that is in process. We know that that's going to be until the 7th. RailGun is going to be hitting PulseChain, and it is a process. It's apparently about 36-hour process to get everything ramped up and tested, and it's tested, but operating and reducing any attack vectors and stuff like that. So that is Liberty Swap. So RailGun is coming, guys. So that is good news. Even while the charts are down, we've got some significant infrastructure rolling out on PulseChain. So PulseChain will be not only the freedom chain, the people's chain, but also the privacy chain. It's going to be neat. All right, so talking about that, we've got obviously one of the heavyweights is PGC the Greys, the first DAO token on PulseChain. And they've got a new site, an onboarding page getting ready to launch. Now, I think it's going to be tomorrow that it goes live, next Tuesday. Yeah. So we're because I'm already in Tuesday because we're in New Zealand, right? We're at the beginning of time and space and everything like that. But at 2 p.m. PST time, which I think is within the next 24 hours, this is going to be going live. So a revamped PGC website is all set, and Perry Banana, of course, the number one influencer that covers PGC the Greys, will be covering that, and we'll be hosting that along with the PGC, along with the Grey team. So that's 2 p.m. PST time. So put that in the calendar. I know many people on PulseChain obviously have either played with or invested in PGC the Greys and UFO as well. We've packed in some fantastic new features and tools that I'm thrilled to share with the community. The site isn't even live yet. It'll go live shortly after the walkthrough. So you do have to watch the live stream there and be there for the beginning. This live stream will take place on the usual schedule, so you can mark your calendars and tune in. But I think we've got a little teaser there with a little snapshot of what it's going to look like. So PGC the Greys, PGC on PulseChain, looking pretty good. We've got videos there, swapping, a leaderboard, etc. So that is coming, guys. That is coming. So that's PGC the Greys. Big shout out to Perry Banana as well. And looking good there. Yeah, I'm super excited for everyone to see the new site. It has several key elements that many will appreciate, especially the data tracker types. Plus, the site offers the opportunity for holders to be compensated for their onboarding efforts. I think the side hustle. Oh, really? Well, that's pretty cool. All right, very cool. Very cool. Cool, not cook. Very cool. Covered on live show. And can't wait for the launch. Launch with, I guess we'll put Perry Banana, shall we? Yeah, let's go. I don't know what's happening with the emojis, but yeah, whatever I'm putting in there. Just put some emojis, guys. You guys know I love emojis, so let's put in some rockets. All right, very cool. So that is the Greys. So look forward to that, guys. Look forward to that. I'll post that link actually in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. And if you're on X, of course, just type in the Grey 369. The Grey 369. You'll be able to find that post. That is PGC the Greys, one of the heavyweights on PulseChain. Price has been under pressure though, but sort of the ecosystem's one of the biggest on the PulseChain with the communities and influencers. So the chance of a comeback is definitely there, right? Definitely there. So we'll keep a tab on that. And the new website. The new website kind of looks cool. All right, so let's get into it, guys. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? We're going to go off screen here. Are you guys ready? We're going to get into the next one, guys. You guys have waited for it a long time, a long time. Many of you became, you turned from little babies into geriatrics during the wait, but the update is here. Without further ado, drum roll, please. Ta-da! All right, so PUSD ALGO, guys. We got an update now. It is on a whiteboard, but hey, look, can't have everything looking professional. But we got the update from Telegram. This is hot off the press from Jacob. Woohoo! So Jacob, of course, arguably the world's best peer-to-peer developer in the world. We're lucky to have him on PulseChain. And he is currently building out 3 main protocols in 3 different categories. He's got the Mafia game. He's got the decentralized casino. So he's got Mafia. He's got decentralized casino, on-chain bet, which we covered yesterday. We had the best rates here. I don't know, maybe running out soon. And of course, we also a PUSD Algo, which is a DeFi protocol, and arguably could be the first algorithmic stablecoin in the world that actually works. And so we're excited about 3 juggernaut projects, and presumably they might all come together somehow as well. So it's also going to be multi-chain, omni-chain aspects to it, and yeah, we're excited about it. So this is the update for PUSD Algo. We understand, says Jacob, that it has taken a long time, and we ourselves never expected the infrastructure on PulseChain to arrive this late. In other words, we're going to talk about what that means. With that said, here are a few updates on PUSD. Oracle, we have reason to believe that PulseChain will soon receive an oracle that we can use to further complete the PUSD algorithmic protocol. Now, obviously, they need price calls for that, and they need a proper algorithm, a proper oracle that's not a competition, because they hold a lot of tokens with the Signum oracle. So Signum oracle is now closer than ever to enter mainnet testing and production. So there we go. So Signum is now closer than ever to enter mainnet testing and production. We are not the only protocol waiting for an oracle on PulseChain. It seems like more teams have now entered the space to try and solve this critical missing piece. We have confidence that this will soon be available and that we can start implementation of it into our protocol here. So they're obviously going to, tie that into PUSD Algo there. Now, one of the key things is that we know that Stu has been working on Tetra. Tetra in itself is at the frontier of innovation in crypto, and we have seen a demo as some evidence that that is about to go live. And of course, we've been waiting for the website for Tetra, right? So we type in Tetra. We've been waiting for that. Now, obviously, market conditions are also probably holding back some of the teams, because obviously we're in pretty crap market conditions right now. And so we're looking forward to the updated Tetra. And therefore, when Tetra goes live, then Signum will probably go live pretty soon after. That's the expectation, because it's basically it should basically be ready. And also, Signum uses some of the, as I understand, some of the Tetra features. So that's what we're waiting for there. Signum will be an oracle, and that's what PUSD Algos are waiting for as well. And PUSD Algo holds, as I understand it, the Signum tokens or something like that. So there we go. That's what we're waiting for there. Signum is now closer than ever to enter mainnet. We are not only protocol waiting for it, and of course they're really excited about putting that in. We have confidence it's soon to be available, and we can start implementation of it into our protocol here. So that's kind of cool. Now, I've talked about this, that there's probably 2 things that they're waiting for. One is the oracle, and so you can't really launch if you haven't got the oracle, right, that you want. And number 2 is the value of the sacrifice value that they have, which is currently sitting primarily in Ethereum. Not all of it. I think a good bunch of it, 90% plus, maybe 95%. And so that is going to go up and down with Ethereum. Now, obviously, Ethereum pulled back from 4,900 all the way back to 26, 2,700. So it's got that that yo-yo going on at the moment. So that's could be another criteria there that they're waiting for, right? So that's where we're at the moment. Protocol updates. So this is about the protocol itself of PUSD Algo. During this time, we have continued to refine PUSD and how it works. The landscape is changing fast. New regulation, new technologies arrive, and due to this, we have made some changes to how PUSD Algo operates. Now, I did break this to you guys, a while back there with our little birdie that gave us a little bit of alpha, and so that definitely something's happening there, and I'm excited about that. So really, we've got PUSD Algo 2.0. We do know that Jacob hired some devs either at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, and I believe it was possibly the beginning of this year, to actually complete PUSD Algo technology for go live. And so during that time, they've obviously adapted. And of course, we had the Genius Act go through, right, with stable coins. And so I believe that it's from the little birdie, at least, that it may have some tie into there, but we just don't know exactly what that's going to mean, right? We will announce these changes as we get closer to the launch. So we're going to find out. what these changes are. Ultimately, all implemented changes will serve to make the tokenomics and functionality of PUSD stablecoin better or more secure. The core mission we set out to solve, we still remain intact. Now, obviously, the core mission around that is to have algorithmic stablecoin, but it is based around a DeFi ecosystem. So there's many ways of earning in the protocol as well. And the other thing is that this can tie into potentially Jacob's other protocols like Mafia, like on-chain bet, and third-party applications as well. So there's lots of potentialities there. So yeah, pretty excited about that. We will announce these changes as we get closer to launch. Ultimately, all implementations will serve to make tokenomics and functionality of PUSD better and more secure. And of course, that mission there. Now, in the bigger picture, there's a thing called the stablecoin trilemma, and of course, that's what the algorithmic stablecoin is supposed to solve, the third part of that trilemma, which hasn't really been solved yet. So, and that one of those two features of that is scalability. And of course, with the liquidity forks, we've seen a limit on scalability, especially, obviously we've had pretty down markets, but we do have that risk as well. And then you also have, the overall health of the liquidity forks as well. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So hopefully we're heading in the right direction here. And this is just another thing that can put PulseChain on the map, right? Having these sort of frontier protocols on PulseChain, having the first algorithmic stablecoin, basically Terra Luna done right is the kind of the idea there. So we're holding on to this vision. That's why Cult DeFi and myself, we see this as Jacob's flagship protocol, right? We're very excited about that. Audits, as capital will get locked up in smart contracts, we need to make sure the contracts are as secure as possible. This requires expensive and time-consuming audits. Due to the already extensive timeline, we decided to implement already existing components from other stablecoin products to essentially have pre-audited and market-tested features. Well, we're glad about that. This saves our reduced cash supply and also a lot of time. Fantastic there. So, hats off for that. I think that's a great move on that one. Timeline. So obviously timeline is, they've got a couple of prerequisites. One, the Oracle. Two, I would argue, is the asset value as well. As you guys know, I felt like, I don't know what Jacob's going to do. He's the one who decides how much is adequate capital. Now, in the past, he's talked about $1 million, but I don't think he needs $1 million when you can use, if he's going to, depends. I mean, he can use a V3 pool and do full spread, as opposed to, I don't think he was looking at V2, looking at V3. And I mean, there's V4, right? So I think that, there's things he might do there. We'll see. And maybe he only needs $500,000 because he can double up the money in the pools. So we'll see what he needs to do. Under the original model, I think he needed to set up at least 4 LP pools. If hopefully I'm right on that. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens in that space. Question mark there. Not really mentioned too much here on the update. But timeline, while we cannot commit to any direct timeline as of now due to uncertain deployment time of Oracle support, as soon as we have the infrastructure we need, we will be able to give you all the timeline for the mainnet launch. Now, there may be other aspects to capital that we haven't covered that Jacob may end up introducing. So we'll see what happens on that front. Stay tuned for more updates. Let's get this done. So very committed to getting this over the line. And like I say, this is, for me, the flagship protocol of Jacob's and potentially one of the pillars of PulseChain coming up. And so, it's pretty exciting, to get PulseChain having, if PulseChain's going to move into the area of privacy coins and we've got other protocols that are really leading the frontier of crypto, then why not dominate the algorithmic stablecoin? That would be the first one to really have the kingpin there. Now, I did do about a year ago or so, I went through and had a look at the history of all stablecoins. I did quite a bit of research and got a really big timeline, and I pushed that out on X, so you can go check that out if you search for that, I think, still. So we might bring that up and maybe I'll do a refresh. But they're essentially all pretty much the old models, right? The fiat-backed model or the over-collateralized model, right? So which has positives and also obviously drawbacks as well. One of them is scalability, and we want to get the capital actually borrowed, actually circulating. So that's very important. We also saw from CryptoSolve an analysis, I think 2 days ago, also in the monster thread we're going to talk about, which is around the amount of idle capital sitting on PulseChain as well. That's not really being used. So there's a couple of questions there. Those are sort of bigger pictures. That is the update from PUSD ALGO, guys. So for those that have been waiting, I know there's many of you that have participated in this. just a bit more patience, and it's a nice update. So we're looking forward to more updates from now on. So keep up the good communications there, Jacob. I'm sure the community appreciates it. All right, so that is pretty much it. Now, we also got the new update from Richard Hart, the man, the myth, and the legend, the founder of PulseChain and Hex. Before we get into that, though, we got Fast Abdul jumped in the chat there. I'm here for the tech. He is indeed. Well, we talked about algorithmic stablecoins, and liquidity forks. Well, Fast Abdul's doing the Vault 369, and that is something new too. That's at the frontier as well. Multi-chain, multi-collateral liquidity fork. So that is putting PulseChain on the map, and we're excited about where that will go. So another big juggernaut in the house. A big shout out there, Fast Abdul. We got Brennan in the house there. I'm here for 2 more weeks. Brennan, you're always here for 2 more weeks. Great to see you in the house there, brother. Brennan's our TA guru and moderator, so big shout out. Smash the likes, press the share, press X, press post. Do it now. Streaming is hard work. Yeah, thanks for that, Fast Abdul. Appreciate it. And get it out there, folks, and reshill the channel. That's the link there on X. Hit the repost button. Take a moment to do that. Thanks. All right. Richard Hart here put this out from ProveX. So we got ProveX here. ProveX.com is up. So there we go. ProveX. The website is up there. So let's have a look at that, and we can see that it's looking shiny. Looking shiny there. Richard Hart said what? Richard Hart said he said site looks cool. So it looks cool. So that's the one there. And it looks like we got 1 day until 6.25% rate increase. Trust is dead. Long live ProveX. There we go. Trust is dead. Long live ProveX. We got the stats. We got the sacrifice page, and we got learn now. We're building software to kill the crypto exchange, the biggest middlemen men of all, using proofs. So this is the goal, guys. You're wondering what the vision is. It's to kill the centralized exchanges. And it's going to take a lot of communication to do that, but the technology to base it on is here. That's the argument there. This is just the beginning. ProveX can replace middlemen across every industry. Obviously, the exchanges are a top target there. So pretty cool. Now, we did see some pretty interesting news here, so we're going to talk about that in a minute. You are sacrificing your coins as a political statement. To make a political statement, you believe in capitalism, the removal of middlemen, and replacing trust with proof. You are sacrificing your coins to prove you are serious about this belief. You have no expectation of profit from the work of others. You understand what you sacrifice can be sold, and you will receive no benefit from it. So it's a political statement there. Anything could happen. Anything could happen with this sacrifice. That's what we're getting, right? That's what we're getting. Brennan says, cheers for the content, super. I appreciate that, Brennan. Big shout out. All right, but here, look at down here. Look at this down the bottom here. Can you guys see that? How big is that? Let me scroll that up there. Let's see here. Look at this. The sacrifice proves belief. Those who sacrifice don't expect profit from the work from others' work. They are the network. They are the network. The token. Okay, the token will be airdropped freely based upon sacrifice points. So that much you know. The token can launch shortly after the sacrifice phase completes. Now, that's the 10th of January, right? There's expectation there. The token can launch shortly after the sacrifice phase completes. The token itself can exist before the infrastructure that burns it is fully operational. So there we go. Before the actual infrastructure there that burns it operational, obviously there's fees around the trades on the privacy network there, the proofs network. The exchange killer. Now, this sort of goes through the website there. Crypto was invented to remove middlemen. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a process here. The seller proves they sent the coins to the smart contract. Buyer proves, buyer logs into their bank, fintech. The ProveX extension generates a proof of payment without revealing login data. And number 3, the math settles it. The verified contract. The contract verifies the proofs, funds are released, and there's 0 middlemen, 100% privacy. So that's how simple the process is there in terms of disintermediating the centralized exchanges, as it were. So pretty cool. Once wallets and decentralized apps integrate ProveX, every new use case compounds the previous one. One integration, infinite applications. Every use burns the same fixed supply. Now, obviously, protocols have got to use the technology and spread around, but it could become a bit of a wildfire. And of course, it's got more communications around there. Now, that could be a lot of area where Richard Hart ends up spending money on, is not so much for advertising the sacrifice, obviously, because that hasn't happened, but actually promoting the technology itself. A lot of money could go into that, and therefore, if you get adoption, things could run away pretty quickly. And yeah, it could be pretty exciting. So kind of cool. We got a little bit of cool little UI animations here at the moment with the technology. Why this will win and keep winning. ProveX isn't just better; it's fundamentally a new paradigm of trustless disintermediation. Killer exchange, killer UX, instant private non-custodial settlement that feels simpler than a wire transfer, and that is a big deal, right? Who wants to pay $20 for a wire transfer or whatever it is now? Composability moat, once wallets and DApps integrate the rail, flows compound across use cases. One integration unlocks infinite applications. Multi-vertical demand. Obviously, all these different applications that could be done there, credibly neutral as well. Proofs of the mathematics. You're not worried about people in the middle. ProveX engineered scarcity. It's got all that as well. Now there will be a 2% buy and burn, 1% buyer and seller each. So it's kind of cool. The market decides fair value. Users happily pay 2% for swap convenience today. We offer privacy and trustless for the same price. The infrastructure will be auto, contract driven there as well. The scarcity, obviously there's a fixed supply and it only gets scarcer from there. So adoption equals scarcity. So all the questions that you would really raise is about adoption and therefore also the people that are integrating into applications. Now, we've seen a few little projects like PulseChain and LibertySwap talk about, they're going to be using it. Now, what happens when you scale that to, 10 and then 100 and then 1,000 and then 10,000? This is the idea. Boy, things could run away pretty quickly then. So it could be pretty neat. And, another thing to put PulseChain on the map as well, even though it is chain gnostic, as it were. So kind of cool. So yeah, be part of history. One chance to sacrifice, zero future inflation, and infinite industries to disrupt there. So pretty bullish talk here at the moment as well. You are the network. There we go. So ProveX amplifies blockchains by removing the middleman, etc. So that is the website. It is up and running. Pretty cool. And of course, we've got that is ProveX.com, and that is from Richard there as well. So I'm going to post that link in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. Remember, always try to use official links. Don't Google anything. You guys know that. And don't look at search engines because lots of scams, sites targeting PulseChain people and many other people. And they just changed the lettering around, things like that. So just be careful out there. That is the link. Very, very cool. So that is launched. And that was yesterday. So in the last sort of 20 hours or so. So ProveX is up and running, but ProveX info is already running, all right? ProveX.info, which is where the sacrifice site is. And we can see we've got 46 minutes left in day 20. And we're up to D-Day, guys. I call it D-Day because I don't know. It sounds cool. It's a bit of a throwback to the war. Was it Omaha Beach? Omaha Beach. Yeah, here we are. At the moment, we're on 46 minutes, and we are currently sitting a massive jump from yesterday. Look at that, $7.149 million. Now, still nothing comparable to PulseChain and PulseX sacrifice, or even some of the top sacrifices like 9-inch, sorry, I should say, Mintra or Liquid Loans, or, Power City, things like that. But still on out there. Now, 7.149 million. This is basically the retail book, including any whales. And here we are at the moment. So let's check it out. So we've got 142 billion points so far. We've got 8,346 sacrifices. So that's gone up over 1,000 just overnight in the last day. Not surprising. We did expect, the third and second day to lead up to the big day. And certainly the day 20, it hasn't disappointed there. And of course, we're coming up 45 minutes to D-Day. And this could be the most, this could signal the bottom of PulseChain. Maybe not necessarily the charts perhaps, but could be. And also the sentiment is probably the main thing. What is the sentiment there? Obviously sentiment pretty low in the community right now, obviously with double hits, with the market hits and with the ProveX hits there as well. But of course, short-term pain. The bandage has been ripped off for the big game. So it's almost done, guys. The surgery is almost over. The patient is almost about to get up from the table and start running around. Is that the way we talk about it? Something like that. So running around. There we go. Anyway, we've got 44 minutes to go until the D-Day starts in 24 hours of, I don't know, what are we going to see? we're going to see carnage. We're going to see opportunity. We're going to see tears. We're going to see smiles and mad gains and volumes that people pick up. So there'll be all of that, I'm sure, in the next 24 hours. So we'll tick through that. And then next tomorrow, the same time that I cover the live stream tomorrow, all things equal, hopefully I'll be able to stream at this time. We'll be through it. We'll be through the West. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we don't have the sacrifice continuing on for the next few days. But based on last previous sacrifices, we do get the late comers come me lately, or whatever they call it. I don't know, but they come in the next couple of days after that. But they're paying a much higher price, right? So instead of 10,000 points for $1, they end up paying 6.25% more each day additively, and it gets up pretty quick. So by the time it gets to about $1.50, it is day 28, right? So a week later, it's $1.50, and we definitely see things slow down before that. So that kind of ticks away there. So we'll still see some sacrifices there, but tomorrow is the big day. That's the day that we're expecting the big money to come in, the big smart money, the whale money. They don't like paying extra 6.5% or 12%. They really generally want to get the dollar, right? Get the best rate there and set the market price. Now, that is kind of where we are right now on that. Now, so that's the play there at the results. So we're almost down to the end of day 20. At the moment, we've got the ProveX pool at number one. That's the 3.2. Remember, yesterday it was about 2.8 million. Now it's 3.2, so it's up about 400K. And that's up at 62.6 billion points now. So pretty huge on that number. So 3.2 million out of 4.1. That's a pretty big deal. So I think that's about 47% or somewhere in that ballpark. Let me get the calculator and let's get some accurate numbers. Let's get some accurate numbers here, but I think it's around about that. So we're going to do some rounding anyway. 3.2. We're just going to round it. Divided by, what do I say? 7.1. 7.15. Let's just do that. So yeah, about 45%. Let's say 45. So it's dropped a little bit. 45%. And the reason why it's dropped is because we've got a couple of new entrants in there, right? So some of our old entrants here, the number 4 and 5. We're up at number 2 and 3. They've dropped down, and now we've got 2 new entrances here. We've got 25DD and 9CO2 coming in here, 156K and 90K. So that's kind of the play right now. Let's jump over to we got the number one sacrifice, which I'm not endorsing at all. I don't like the allocation, the way they set this all up and everything. This is B Roots and Moon King and whoever else set it up. But at the moment, they have 79,000 sacrifice. They've already accumulated with their taxes, the 5% trading tax at $1,300 there. So 79, that's sitting right here at number 4. So they're sitting in number 4. That is the number 1, but we're not supporting that one at all. So that is right now. Now the ProveX pool, which we said is number 1, ProveX pool. I think I've got that listed here too. That is the number 1 right now, right? So you can see they're top dog. So they got 673 users in the pool based on this, and $3.25 million. So they're number 1 right now at the top here. So if we looked at number 1, number 4, we've got 2 new entrances here, number 2 and number 3. We are expecting some big players to come in the next 24 hours, and so that's going to lead us over to we're going to lead us over to Rack and Michelle. So let's have a quick look at Rack and Michelle. He's been talking it up. So we're going to have a look at him. Rack and Michelle, and obviously he was the biggest sacrifice, at least led a consortium of people to be the PulseX and Pulse top sacrifice, probably somewhere between $80 to $100 million plus is what they sacrificed in those, based on my recall. So yeah, that is pretty big. Now let's scroll down here. We've got a little update here 14 hours ago. And of course, he says you have 1 day and 12 hours to get this number as high as possible. Final warning if you want to maintain first. So, I'm not sure. That doesn't necessarily commit him to actually doing a sacrifice. But it's interesting if he does. But he also put a warning out that he felt that that this number 1, this public pool led by Bunkamentals, this ProveX pool, that they wouldn't even be in the top 5. So I don't know whether that's going to come true either, because the only way that's going to happen is if Rackham or some other whales come in and take out the top 5 spots all in the last day. Now that can happen. We all know that can happen, but is it going to happen? That's the question. So we shall see, guys. We shall see. But that was some big pressure talk there from Rack and Michelle, and we're excited about it. We like that sort of stuff. It's let's see where it all lands, right? Let's see where it lands here on that. So that's kind of cool right now. And we're going to come back to Rack and Michelle because he's got an update there as well about his own projects, which we'll get into. We also obviously had these two new ones here, the 156 and the 90K. I'm not sure who those are, so if you do know who they are, 25DD or 90C02, let us know. But they have come in and taken out number 2 and number 3 today before the end of day 20. So there we go. That is the play. And so, yeah, will the Hex Goldwell come in? Will some of the Rack and Michelle's consortium mates come in? Who knows? We're going to find out in due course. And of course, to get the best rate, they should be in within the next 24 hours and 38 minutes to get the best rate at 10,000 points for $1 plus the volume bonus. Now, the volume bonus at the moment for the ProveX pool is 2.55. We've got the second one is 2.08, 2.04, and this one sacrifice here is at 2.02. Now, to get on the top pool now, it used to be about $34,000. Remember that? 32, and then it moved to 34. It's now $51,000 to get on the top 10 now. So that's jumped pretty quickly in the last 24 hours. And we've got a couple others here as well, 73,000, 64, 54, 54, and 51. So those are our top 10 right now. Now, obviously, we're ending phase 1 here on day 21, the 2nd of December. And then we're going to move on to phase 2. That's going to go from day 22 all the way to day 54 on the 4th of January. And it's going to ratchet up on the base value by 6.25% additively a day. And so it's going to get pretty expensive, go from $1.06 up to the day 54 on the 4th of January. It will be $7.39 for 10,000 points. The volume ranking bonus will still apply, but once we move over into day 55, into the third and final phase, then the volume bonus disappears and the flat rate of 75% exists, and it goes from $3.85 all the way through up to the last day, day 59, of $10.01. So obviously everyone wants to get in today, right? Or to less than the next 24 hours, get that sweet base rate, because you're going to be playing 10 times more by the time you get to the end of it here on the January there, and not get a volume bonus as well. So that's pretty cost effective there. Now we're obviously expecting the OA to come in, and all things equal, based on past behavior, Richard likes to control the supply, and we should expect that to come in here as well and take up 85 to 95% of supply there. So we'll see what happens, and see whether a lot of the ETH pops up there as well to do that. All right, now we're assuming no other changes to the sacrifice process, right? Because anything could change. Anything could change, right? So we're expecting, will PulseChain assets be added? All sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible, because once the money's in, the money's in, and you can do whatever you want. But consistency has been something we can go on. So we'll assume nothing at the moment, but just to put that out there, it's always possible. So, and on the website, we got a little bit of update about when the tokens will drop, and it'll be burning before the protocol goes live, all that sort of stuff. We don't know the status of all the technology. Presumably it's already been built after all this time. One would think so, right? One would think so. One would think so. But we'll see. We'll find out. Now, also, people might get the tokens. Is there going to be any locking or staking or, auto staking or anything like that in there as well? There's lots of different things that could play out to amp out the volume, to make the token much more pumpamental than just launching, just airdropping people tokens and having the burning mechanism operate through the technology. So we'll see what other things are out there for that. Lots of questions, but not many answers at the moment. All right, so that is the play. Now, in terms of the total recent pulls, we've had 5.4 million from Ethereum. So that's 5.4 out of 7.15. And then we've got 1.4 million from PulseChain, which is obviously, that money could have, arguably been put on PulseChain. Now, some of this 5.4 million may have routed through the bridge as well. So it could be PulseChain stuff too. But that's kind of where we are. BSC at 114K, base at 62K. So we do seem to have, this is kind of a little bit of a sign that PulseChain does have some connections into BSC and base. Obviously, we've got bridges that swap in there, but it's also interesting to see the amount of money coming into those chains. So if you're a dev out there, then maybe these chains are an obvious ones. If you're going to go multi-chain, these are your low-hanging fruit, right? So it's got a little bit of information stuff there, I would argue. It would be a CM base. Arbitrum there at the moment, 44K. Solana 41, Monero 24, Bitcoin 15.5, and Polygon moving up there, 13.5 as well. Ripple 4,600, Cardano 4,000, Optimism 2,3,000, Avalanche 3,000, Bitcoin Cash 2,500, Tron there 2,300, Zcash 1,300, Sonic 1,000, Dogecoin there $700, Stellar $300, Dash is $140, Litecoin 133, Blast 46, and Plasma 33. And then we got that little monad sacrifice. Remember that one sacrifice, $5. We didn't know what it was yesterday, remember? But apparently it's $5. So 51,000 points at the moment. Good old monad. Who was that? Own up if that was you. Let us know in the chat if that was you. It's probably Fast Abdul. We got a few other chains here at the moment that have been added in. And we used to have 3, right? But now there's a few extras here. And they're all 0. So we've got Vera Chain, Katana there. And anyone watch Halo? Katana the AI, I guess. Mega ETH and World Chain in there as well. No sacrifices there at the moment. There's a few more added. All right, so counting down, 33 minutes. Are we going to get a big jump in this balance amount? Let's do a refresh. How are we doing for time? We're up to an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm not sure we'll be there for quite the end of the day, but maybe we will, because we're going to come and do the monster thread, and we'll come back and check and see if that's jumped up much at all. All right, so that is the play there on the old ProveX. And ProveX pool is the #1 pool. And if you were going to go in, that's probably the one I would suggest going into. The people have decent reputations, the PH University and the Buckamentals. But once again, it's all up to you what you want to do, and no financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But this is the way of getting, at the moment, the top sacrifice pool rate, and it will just depend on you're happy to go through a third party, which is the irony of it all with the pools, right? The irony of the third party, given that this technology is to get rid of the middleman, So that is, but the rate at the moment, 2.55 multiplier there. All right, so that is the place there at the moment. ProveX pool, #1 pool winning there at the moment. But will Rack and Michelle come in and do the bash there? Now let's quickly go into Rack and Michelle while we're here. And we got an update only 31 minutes ago. So hot off the press as well. Man, we're having a good run here. All this hot off the press news on the Crypto Night Show. Right, we got launch Coin Mafia guy launching Coin Mafia. Woo-hoo-hoo! Now, it looks like Coinwell being held back because of the market sentiment, is my guess. I'm sure they probably would have launched it if we'd been pumping. But who wants to launch a heavyweight protocol until the market turns around and you get that sentiment change? Maybe after the 10th of December when we get the Fed cut. That all goes through. The market starts racing from the bottom after a massive pullback. You get a lower base, and you can rally the heck into the end of the year. That's the idea, and that would be great for new big heavyweight protocols like Coinwell, like Vault 369, and any other projects that are launching this time. Now, launching Coin Mafia, the fairer, smarter token launchpad on Crypto Mafia. Let's have a look at the website. There's half the press too, guys. Tired of getting sniped, taxed, and rugged in token launches? We're flipping the script with zero BS mechanics built for serious traders. Here's the alpha. #1, 0 fees on buys, straight 0% tax forever. Every cent you throw in hits liquidity, no dev cuts, no hidden skims. #2, guaranteed fair pricing. We bootstrap the floor from buy #1 with algorithmic price stabilization. Bots can't dump on you at dirt cheap entries. Everyone starts on an even footing. There's no more FOMO wrecks from a 3-second delay. That's pretty cool. Engineered for epic pumps, tighter graduation thresholds, and cap total supply, force genuine demand. This weeds out rugs early, setting up for those 100x moonshots backed by real volume. Create a fair shot. Devs can lock in the first buy, capped at 10% supply, to avoid their own token getting front run. But hard limits prevent whale dumps, pure meritocracy there. True multi-chain mastery, seamless on every major EVM chain, ETH, Base, BSC, Arbitrum, Polygon, AVAX, Pulse, and beyond. No chain silos deployed where the liquidity flows. We cover them all. So very cool there. Universal DEX compatibility hooks onto all Uniswap V2 forks like Pancake, Quick, Spooky, Trader Joe, Sushi. We're talking battle-tested liquidity pools, not some niche experiment. #7, pioneering and smart refunds. If it doesn't graduate within 7 days, liquidity auto refunds pro rata to holders on chain. Transparent, sold for gains. You're out, no gaming. Forget your bag, still protected, first in the game. What sets Crypto Mafia apart? 0% buys, anti-snipe flaws, full EVM deck support, capped fair allocations, demand-driven pumps, and retail safeguard refunds there. This isn't hype. It's engineered edge. You can dive in shortly. So that's Crypto Mafia there. So pretty cool there from the team. So awesome stuff. And we're going to check out the website. Covered on live stream. Covered on live show. Just now. Hot. Let's put some fire. Let's put some fire in this, guys. So we're liking this. We like this. See, I told you, man. Even though the chart's down, we got the ProveX on at the moment, but man, we got some really good stuff launching at the time. So it's kind of cool, and we're about to launch. Imminent launch there. So let's go to the website and let's check it out. Did I hit the repost? I think I did. Yeah. All right. So let's go to the repost there. Oh, we got a blank photo. So this is about to launch very soon. So keep a lookout for this, guys. I'm very excited about this. Now it's just got the website here at the moment, but we are very excited about this coming up. So there we go. We've got the URL, but nothing else. We've got the new. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. That's coming up, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right, so let's jump away from that and get into the monster thread. This has just come out, and we're excited about it. We're excited. So monster thread just come out. MVS Crypto working hard on this. This is monster thread number 30, and it's the hottest weekly news on PulseChain over the last week. So let's check it out. And it's just was out 17 hours ago, so we're going to go through it at the moment. So Richard's Thanksgiving is the lead title there. Magic of Crypto, PulseChain's media coverage, and much more. So we're going to get into that. Richard's Thanksgiving. Richard, over the last week, wished Thanksgiving to all the community, while others in the festivities included Maddie Allen, Christy Todd there, Papa B, Hex Kong, Psychics, and Crypto Bella, and many others. There were a lot of people pushing out Thanksgivings, obviously, in the last week. So a really, really big celebration there. So big shout out to the community. Grow your bags. SMO Spider shares a video with RH Max and Neil for Crypto on how to double your PLS with True DeFi on PulseChain. So there's another project that's about to launch soon on the old PulseChain too. The test run did a 2x on day 6 and 7 using 82 wallets with 100,000 Pulse. And of course, RH Max there and Neil Patisci is there going through that protocol for True DeFi about to launch soon. So check that out. They're great pillars of the community, as they say on here. All right, so Magic of Crypto, Whitney Magic. Now, Whitney Magic, who also is a real free spirit in the PulseChain community. She had the Magic of Crypto reaches rank number two on Rising Crypto Substack. Whitney writes detailed monthly crypto analysis, institutional adoption, macro patterns, and industry insights, which I didn't know she did. So that's kind of, I always thought she was traveling all the time, but that's really, really cool. Number 2 on the Substack. So congratulations to Whitney Magic. I think we got a little picture of that here, haven't we? Something like that. Yeah, we've got a little picture of her. Yeah, there she is. That's her there. That's Whitney. It's always good to put a face to the news, isn't it? PulseChain media coverage. PulseChain News, of course, reports 23 news outlets recently talked about PulseChain, including Reuters, Binance, and CoinDesk. I understand that the Binance one is deprecated, but the rest of them were certainly out and about talking about PulseChain. In fact, there's a ton of them. In fact, I can't find that link, but that was out too. So pretty cool. PulseChain stats intel. Jeff Jiang there spotlighted the new upgrades for PulseChain stats, including an intelligent layer mapping out over 20,000 contracts. That's awesome. Connected wallet CSV downloads. Now, I think this is the first one that I've seen with the CSV download. It's something that we wish our block explorers had, right? I'm not sure we have any, but maybe PulseChain stats is the first one that has this now. So that's really exciting. Bridge inflows and outflows, transaction history breakdown, wallet holdings, and pump tire tokens. So very, very cool. So that could be the first that I'm aware of there, that you can get downloads, presumably of your wallet history and stuff like that. I don't know. Double check that, but that's what's indicating to me. PulseChain Princess, obviously Wild SJ, hugely popular in the community there. She's been working at the Hive, distributing a lot of those iPads and things like that. Well, she had a birthday, celebrating her birthday with a beautiful surprise hike there, getting best wishes, and wholesome comments from the community. And you can see her taking a little cat on for the walk. I've never seen that actually myself. Seen a cat go for a walk, normally dogs, but there we go. It's true. It's what's happening. It's real. It's real. She even got a little Hex Hodl shirt. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Big shout out to Wild SJ. Happy birthday. I think she's only, what, how old is she? 20, 25, 26, something like that. 26, is it? 26? I think it's 26. Faster Dawn should know. I think it's 26, I think. All right, what else? Let's keep going. We got cloud-based validation. Dave Feder, which is dominated the PulseChain validators. If you haven't gone done validating, he dominates over 60% of the validators on PulseChain using his setup, his technology, so he's been doing a great job there. Dave Feder obviously has managed cloud hosting for PulseChain validators, emphasizing ease and security. Fully managed, non-custodial, unlimited stakes from $300 monthly, and includes the 5 GBPS fiber, backup power near New York City, and a personal 1 hour setup call. So awesome stuff there. Big shout out to Dave Feder. Liberty Swap RailGun updates. Now, we kind of alluded to this earlier, but they've posted updates on RailGun. Contracts and internal testing are complete. Deployment is deferred for safety, but there is a process over from the essentially from the first of this month through to the 7th. So RailGun will be up and running with the Rail wallet as well by the 7th. So big deal for PulseChain on that rollout. Sideline Capital, CryptoSolve addressed the Sideline Capital on PulseChain, estimating that 36 million in liquid ETH and stables after exclusions, with Pulse low liquidity. So and that's true. That's a lot of our value on PulseChain just sitting there, pretty idle, 36 mil. Now, we looked at it earlier. We've just gone below 70 mil based on GoPulse numbers. So that's what, half or something like half the value. So could get an easy pump on the old PulseChain. And I do believe we've still got that money that came over the bridge the other time, which is what, 4.6 million or something, sitting around as well. So could get some unusual God mode candle at some time in December. We'll see. Maybe 10th of January. Maybe we'll find out. It's all money go around, right? All money go around. We'll see. So there we go. We've got boys be betting. Now this is pretty crazy. But your friend Simon and Dirty Crypto share opinions on an incredible $50,000 bet between Decentralized Me and Eric Wall, and that PDI will peg to $1 by the end of the year. Now, the only reason why this bet would be made by Decentralized Me would be that the layer 0 is following in from Liberty Swap, right? And that we're going to get some sort of arbitrage PDI peg to $1 beforehand with the layer 0. And so that's kind of the idea that I understand, that they think there's $1 before the end of the year. It has to be kind of preset. But I myself just don't see it. But he printed out the logic. That is it. So Somi's been covering that, so big shout out to him. And I love the little picture here. You got Decentralized Me on the right there, I think, or a Richard Hart version. And then you got Eric Wall, and PDI's all in on the table there. And Somi down the bottom there. So that is pretty crazy. So we'll keep it out. Now, I thought we were over the $50,000. Now, part of the bet, of course, is that, and Eric Wall accepted it. I saw in a comment he accepted it. Is that that if Decentralized loses, then $50,000 worth of PDI or something to that effect will go to Eric Wall, and then Eric Wall, if he loses, will wipe out any of the community bets that have been made before, like Havida and KDP and things like that. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. But I typically don't think that people should be making bets about things they can't control. That's a basic rule in life. I thought it was. That's all I'm going to say. I won't go too much into it, but that you don't typically make a bets about outcomes you don't have, like, I don't know, 100% probability. 100%. Hey, Serge, thanks for the repost. Big shout out for that. Appreciate it. Brennan says, is Decentralized Me going to pay Eric with the $100,000 he got from the community a few months ago for marketing if he loses? I don't know, dude. You can decide. Go and hunt it down. But that is definitely a bit there. I think we've got some pictures here from your friend. We've got the pretty. That's going to the wrong place. I just realized that links to the wrong one. That might be just an unfortunate mishap there. But Dirty Crypto, I think the link's probably right. Yeah, there are Dirty Crypto there. PulseChain, Decentralized Me, just bet Eric Wall 50,000 worth of PDI. There's zero doubt about Decentralized Me's conviction. Thoughts, I don't like bets. Yeah, well, the problem with bets is that you can't make a bet about something you don't control the outcome. It's just, I mean, if you're going to take any risk, then you would want to know 95% confidence, be almost 1 in 20 chance of losing, right? That's how certain you want to be, between 95% and 100%. So I don't know. It's don't know why people in the PulseChain community make these bets. But I think it's a nice gesture from Decentralized Me if he does win, that the community debts get wiped out. But it's not so great. The prophecy comes to fruition. We already win and have revenge against everybody. Not wise to speak in certainties, as we don't know the true timelines. Eric Wall is able to hedge his bet by buying PDI. That's true. And this is called a trick bet. And of course, the Eric Wall always looks for the hedge, right? Always looks for the hedge there. I'll link to a Richard Hart post for reference. The past Eric Wall has won trick bets versus KDP and Havida, which they were unable to pay back. Now, I think that the bets that they made were just not. You just wouldn't make it. This was a very just really risky. So I don't know. It is what it is. In this situation, Decentralized only took it upon himself. There are many variables, possibilities, etc. I'll end with Socrates' quote: "The only true wisdom is a knowing you know nothing." There we go. So that is the play right now. I don't know if we've got anything else in there, but it is. It's a big deal there. We'll see what happens. Now, Go Real DeFi had its 2-year anniversary, so RH Max there celebrated that for Go Real DeFi. Congratulations to them. Originally launched to simplify onboarding amid IPFS shifts. Now go-to site for one-click access to official Hex, PulseX, and Pulse apps. So it's kind of cool. Marketing tablets discussion. Fast Abdul discussed Richard Hart's promotional LCD tablets for PulseChain and a potential grassroots marketing for onboarding, while encouraging the community to volunteer for helping with the Hive. So obviously, a lot of people have been helping out with that. We mentioned Wildest Day earlier. Now he speculates that 10% of tablets have been distributed so far, which is an interesting number there. So check that out. That's Fast Abdul. October Hex report, Ben Sierra there. Now, Ben Sierra is putting out a lot of cool reports. So he's one of our 3 what I call analytical influencers, along with Crypto Solve and another person that I always forget the number of. But Ben Sierra there, another reported steady Hex stake in there, 3,000 new stakes. Isn't that pretty cool? 6 billion total staked across the chain. That's pretty neat. Average principal 1.4 million. So some nice data there from Ben Sierra. Go check out those Hex reports. He does a lot of good stuff around there. PulseChain hit another milestone. Now, last time we talked about PulseChain in the Monster Thread, they'd hit $100,000. Now they've hit $250,000, even in the current climate, which is pretty cool. But PulseChain is slowly sneaking up on everybody, guys. So I wouldn't ignore it. They are a pretty emergent DeFi on PulseChain and launching lots of cool stuff, including commercial stuff for commerce and stuff like that. So keep a lookout for the old PulseChain. And I understand the eligibility for the airdrop is still in play. I think there's still got another 600 or 700 spots left. So if you do activity on there, you may participate. Go check it out. All right, the next one, of course, is liquid loans. Now they've been out doing lots of conferences. We've seen them in multiple Monster Threads, doing lots in Asia. I think they're moving towards Europe, if I remember rightly. But they've also celebrated their 2-year anniversary for the liquid loans protocol. Obviously, the 3rd biggest sacrifice on PulseChain, about $52 million. And they've set up liquid loans, Fetch Oracle, and I think PulseChain Safe is the last. I think I finally remembered PulseChain Safe, the multi-sig protocol. So there's 3 protocols, but Liquid Loans itself is up for 2 years. Apparently 10,000 plus users have used the protocol. So, I mean, it's pretty successful. And that's Crypto Crazy, the CEO there. So big shout out to the team there. Congratulations. Finally, we wrap up with BTC dominance topping out. So Khaled on Crypto, a PulseChain influencer out there, analyzed BTC domination topping mid-end of quantitative tightening, which is technically today in the US, December the 1st. So we're expecting potentially moving to neutral to easing, what they call easing or expansion of money supply. And so we get an interest rate cut and expansion of money supply. We're also getting a change to banking regulations, right, to be able to remove the Great Recession caps on lending credit. And that could itself increase the amount of spending by, I believe, something like $2 trillion approximately. So that's another piece of info out there. And so we could be lining up for the mother of all rallies, guys. I know it's pretty depressing at the moment, but it's a major buying opportunity with the volume that you can pick up at cheaper prices, particularly on PulseChain. But we are setting up for that monetary policy to absolutely gun us ahead. In addition to that, of course, we've got all the old bullish stuff around, Genius Act, stablecoins, tokenization from the SEC, Wall Street, and corporates and stuff like that. We've also obviously got the White House stuff coming up, the Clarity Act, maybe switch into next year. But we've got so much stuff, guys. It's just insane how much good news we've got going to flow out in the golden age of America ahead of us over the next 2 years. All right, so that's kind of the play there. So historical pattern show BTC peaks at QE highs with rates and PMI not there yet. And that's the other thing, right? So we've got rates coming up on the 10th. So that's only another 9 days away. And we've got the PMI as well, with the economy, below 50 and got just such a long time to run under the golden age of America for expansion. And remember, Trump put in $21 trillion. He raised that this year compared to, Biden's $1 trillion over 4 years. I mean, it's crazy. We're about to go through an absolute boom there in the United States. So pretty cool. And of course, the tax 100% expansion there too. Honorable mentions go to Hex Turbo. Do you still believe in RH and PulseChain? Trav Connors says was in week 62 of trading from $100 to 1 million. So week 62, so he's on the journey there. Mo Mindset, of course, always out there doing some artwork and promoting PulseChain. So big shout out to Mo Mindset there. So those are the hot ones there. We do have some pretty cool projects in the Monster Thread this week. Heartwood Dog, episode 5 is out, right, of the episode there. We're going to check that out. True DeFi as well. Learning how to double your PLS. So that is also out. So go check that out. RhinoFi, of course, with their combat token and the 28-day treasury recharging with the old Pulse, looking very strong. We interviewed them earlier this week. So if you haven't checked out that interview, check it out on the Crypto Night Show. What a wonderful team. Honestly, one of the best teams out there. Just a great bunch of guys there leading there. ProveX, of course, day 19 updates. Now, obviously, we just gave you the update for day 20. We'll do another little update before we finish. And then community and project shout outs as well. We've got lots of people in there doing lots of great things. So Hog to the Moon came out. This thing is so good, guys. Honestly, we're so lucky to have our own top tier anime series on PulseChain. And of course, we covered season 1 for Pulse of the Fallen. Now we've got the interim series called The Chronicles of Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. And that's been pretty fun. You can see the artwork's fantastic. Yeah, they are outside Buckingham Palace. They're really trying to fight the global world order there. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, so lots of 5 episodes out of 6 so far have come out. So we've got 1 more to drop coming up. And so you can see the video there. There is a Titan. So there's these characters called Titans. One of them is Hillary Clinton, and she happens to be eating one of the guys in this, unfortunately. Not Somi, though. It's not Somi. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, guys. You never know whether it's going to, twist and turns on the old Hog with the Fallen here. And episode 6 is dropping soon. So definitely check that out. With the old Hog, and of course you can buy Hog on the market there trading away. And like I said, just like with RhinoFi, these guys are one of the best communities to get into. You really feel welcomed when you go to these guys. And there's a little bit of the clip there of the video. It's crazy stuff. You love it. It's crazy. You like a bit of crazy in your day. It's a great watch there. And you can see Somi, Andrew Tate, Hog there on the left, and lots of other well-known characters. So check that out. All right. So we also got True DeFi. It was in this week as well. Now True DeFi is about to launch. So you got to definitely check this out. This is from some pretty well-known community members leading this, and True DeFi there. It's got a really good post, so you want to check that out with their stuff. They're sustainable 2x and Pulse for users there. Now, typically, this tokenomics work when you're at the bottom of the market and you're rising up, and that's what we're expecting to see ahead of us. So it's set up for that. Pretty cool. So definitely give it a good read with all the breakdowns for True 2x there coming soon to PulseChain. Very, very cool. It's got some cool charts in there showing how it all works. All right, so that's pretty much it from the team. Join their Telegram as well. That's a Telegram there, so join up today to TrueTX, and they've got some cool video here of how it all works. So if you want to find out, you can watch the video too to kick yourself off there.
We deploy.
You can see how the whole process works.
Step.
All right, and then we've got RhinoFi, of course. We talked about this, leading the way with the treasury, and this thing is looking really good. So they've already given out 1 billion Pulse distribution and 225 million Rhino, so they're doing pretty well, the team. They've got hitting some really big community milestones. Over 630 people now join the community, so that makes them a pretty significant team. And the Rhino there is trading at the moment, but they've got the 28-day recharging, and that is accumulating more Pulse, and it's pretty full. The old treasury there is pretty full of Pulse. So when Pulse goes on a big rally, guys, these guys are set up. Most teams don't have treasuries; they're just relying on buy and demand. But these guys have a treasury plus buy and demand, so it's got the super duper there. And the old team, and they're one of the best marketers too. I mean, look at the videos, Fantastic marketing, guys. These guys are awesome. So big shout out, Rhinofied team there. Obviously the Crypto Night show's in there as well. Big shout out to the Crypto Night show. we got the ProveX update for day 19. So if you want to see what the results were about the end of day 19, they're all here as well. You can compare them what we've got today, which I already kind of did. So that's a little snapshot there for day 19. Then we got some community shout outs. So big shout out to DJ Cryptomatic, the Left House. These are both two of our big DJs that do some crazy good shows on PulseChain. We got Brother KG, of course, Internet Money, doing some great stuff. Internet Money, absolutely doing an amazing job there. And of course, Patrick David Bet there, and Matt Wallace, with massive followings. We're talking about 4 million, almost 4 million followers between the two, in support of Internet Money. So I think that's really, KG's doing some amazing stuff there. That's will really take off. Special shout out to Tam Tam, and of course also Hex Lotus. Big shout out to Hex Lotus out there, and I appreciate Hex Lotus doing a few reposts yesterday on the channel. So thank you for that, and Somi as well, also doing good stuff there. Now some of the we've talked about people, but some of the projects we've obviously got Gerardo out there building lots of different protocols, and he has helped with Cypress here. So you're definitely going to check out all his websites. Got lots of utilities there, and we also got Zero Trustless as well. He built that website. And Zero's doing a lot of cool stuff like movies and news and stuff like that. So keep a lookout for the Guardians of DeFi Zero Trusts. And then finally, we've got Indican there making movies, guys, on PulseChain. Is Tom Peter Gill and Carrera Georgia there as well, and T Doctor there as well. So doing some cool stuff there around movies. So we've got so much stuff on PulseChain, guys. Look at that, movies, cool websites, animations and stuff like that, news. It's really cool. We talked about anime. We've got so much stuff happening on PulseChain. So that is the Monster 3, guys, for number 30. So big shout out to MVS Crypto, working hard on that every single week there. I'll post the link to that in the chat there, and check it out. So Monster Thread number 30. Monster Thread number 30. 30 weeks of the Monster Thread, guys. You can go back and look at the history of PulseChain over the last 30 weeks and see all the cool things that people have done and all the cool things that projects are doing as well. So check it out, Monster Thread number 30. Great for onboarding new people. And if you're busy during the week, great for catch up, right? You can find out all the major stuff that kind of happened there on that. So kind of cool. Now it doesn't always include every single stream that everyone's done, something like that, but it's got most of the good stuff in there. So you're not missing out much. All right. So that is kind of cool. That is the Monster Thread. Let's jump back to the end of the day here. Oh, we've had a little bit of a jump. Look at that. Woohoo! 7.22 million. We had a little bit of a jump there. What was it? 7149. It's gone up a bit there. What's that? 70 gains, over 70K increase just in the last 25 minutes as it ends the day for the ProveX sacrifice. That's crazy. 6 minutes to go, guys, to the end of day 20, and then D-Day. I'm calling it D-Day. it's the day 21, and it's the day the day that may live in infamy. Infamy. They live in infamy there. We're 144 billion points, 8,451 sacrifices. The top dog there at the moment, 3,260,000. Number 2 there, a new one in the house, 156K and 90K for number 3. So that's in the play there. I don't know whether one of these are Rack and Michelle's or not, but that's in the play. And then we've also got number 4, which is the the $1 one there from Ian Heinisch and B Roots. It's 80K there. They've got a little bit more in the vaults. The volume has definitely tapered off on that token, and so it's got a bit less than they were doing before on the 5% tax. And then we've got many other players in there at the moment. Over $50,000 to get in the top 10 right now. And we're heading into the biggest day for sure, excluding anything that Richard does or OA wallets. 1 day and 5 minutes. Ticking away there, 5 minutes. We might as well stay on live and just see what the final result is, since we're already gone way past my normal time frame of an hour and 15. We're at an hour 40 minutes. So we might as well go to an hour 45 and finish in star with the old ProveX. What a show, guys. How much stuff we talked about, man. Lots of good stuff. Now, charts are down. It's a buyer's market, and man, you can pick up the mad gain volumes. You just have to hold on to it and let it do its thing. But look, Tom Lee there earlier, still very bullish post maybe the 10th of January, maybe even before it, leading into a big hyper rally there. Moving into monetary policy as well. That's the key. I'm a big monetarist myself, and I see that being, change the monetary supply there, change in bank leveraging. and interest rate cuts, it's game on, guys. And then we add in all the fundamentals around the White House, state investments, corporate investment, institutional investments, and 401ks, directed out 401ks, all that sort of stuff, sovereign states around the world, and the banking changes to collaterals. It's game on. It's going to be huge, going to be massive, mega. All right, so that's the play right now. We've got 4 minutes and 26 seconds to go. TikTok, it's time to rock, as they say. TikTok, it's time to rock. Crowd goes wild. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to just wait it out here. Let me know in the chat there if you've got any comments. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels at the moment: The Crypto Night Show, Superman Crypto, and PulseChain X. And also on X itself, so don't forget to smash the follow up there. If you haven't joined our strategy club, highly recommend it. It's only $35 a month, fantastic value, and we're passing intel in there all the time. That is only just over $1 a day, so join up today on that, and we'll see you there. All right, ticking it down, 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Let's do a refresh of the browser, and let's see how we're going here. Now, will the big whales come in the next day? Will Rack and Michelle? Will Hex Godwell? Will Rack and Michelle's mates come in? Will the Saudis come in? Who's coming in? Who's coming in, guys? We've got 24 hours. It's going to be what's going to happen to the charts, that sort of stuff. So at the moment, remember, this is a flashback. PulseChain at the moment, $1.4 million is definitely, definitively, these are bridged in stables, right? So we can check it out: USDC, DAI, Wrapped ETH, USD Tether, and Wrapped Bitcoin. These are the ones that have gone into sacrifice from the PulseChain side. And so, that could have been pumping into the PulseChain. Could have been. I wish I had the pump calculator up, but I don't have it up at the moment. And I can't remember which one I was going to use. But it is there as well. Does PulseChain Stats have one? PulseChain Stats have a pump calculator? Someone like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think now. I think PulseChain Stats maybe. That is $1.4 million that has gone into the ProveX pool. That could have been on PulseChain, and that would have been some sell pressure. And no doubt that was the last 24 hours, because we saw quite a big jump from 1.4 there as well. I think we were yesterday, what we were at 1,250,000 when we did live show. So I think we're, what's that, 180K up there. So yeah, it makes an impact, doesn't it? Especially on thin liquidity on the old PulseChain. So 2 minutes ago, guys, 2 minutes ago. That's where we are. Let's pull up the old PulseChain chart while doing it, because I probably should talk about that today. But let's have a look at the PulseChain chart. So we're going to wrap Pulse and pull that up. 2.3 million in that main pool. Now, I'm not sure what the total pools are. I've got to bring up the right site for that, but that's where we are at the moment. So let's go to the weekly chart on here. Let's go full mode, full DGN. Let's get rid of the overlays. And that's our chart at the moment. So not pretty. We're what's the low we had back here? We had 1654, or it's the low here, 1658. So we're basically at the same lows that we had on March 25. So tomorrow, is that going to be the low? The low. The day that's about to start in a minute. Is it going to be the low? I just see it hard not to be. That being said, what happens on the back end of the 24-hour period? Do we then get a relief rally coming in at the end? That seems reasonable. So could we have carnage through most of the day, and then maybe all the day, and then we get a relief rally off the new all-time low? So that's the other thing, right? So there's two strategies. Some people might go into ProveX. They want to get part of the ProveX fundamentals. Others will be saying, well, actually, I just want to pick up a lot of the Richard cores and wait for the carnage to play out over the next 24 hours. Maybe a good day to go off to the golf course, unless you're buying, and then it's time to push the buy button. But maybe wait until the day. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But that is where we are right now. We're at 33 seconds to the end of the ProveX day. Brendan says new all-time low. Oof. Yeah, that's right. Oof. That is the play right now. All right, so 23 seconds. We've got lots of cool protocols coming, but they don't keep the charts up. They're going to be good for PulseChain. And we just went through many of them today. But the charts will do their thing. 11 seconds, guys. We're counting it down to the end of day 20. D-Day is about to start in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep, 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 beep. There we go, guys. that is the carnage. That is the carnage there. We're going to take a snapshot of that, and there we go. So that is where we're starting at the moment. Bam. All right, so 7 1/4 there. We did have quite a nice little jump at the end. Maybe we'll get a little bit of late processing. 7-2, just a little bit of late processing there. And the leaderboard there looking pretty interesting. It's not populating there, but anyway, this is where we are on the old putt. Oh, there we go. That's the leaderboard there. So we're going to push a pump on that. Let's scroll that down, and bam. Take a few snapshots of that from my my diary. No, just kidding. But that is the play. Let's do one more for the links here. All right, bam, bam. There we go. All right, so those are the 3 ones there. That is the end. So we're on D-Day, guys. D-Day, day 21. OMG. day 21. What the hell is going to happen to this chart, guys? Let's have a look at the day chart. Let's have a look at the day. And it's auto-logged that. What is that? So, yeah, the low of the day was 1658. It's pretty much the same low as the March date that we had way back here, which was 1654. So it's only just a fraction higher. Was it 16 thousandths higher or something like that? And here we are on the day. So let's see what happens. Setting a new low there. The bandage ripped off well and truly. And is it time for glory after that? Who's going to buy the all-time low? That's the question. And it's what's the rule in buy low and sell high? So could you be buying the very low today on D-Day that we will see? All right. What is the 1 minute chart doing? I don't know, dude. Damn traders. Damn traders. That's a 1 minute chart, dude. That's a 1 minute chart. Well, apparently that's 1 minute chart there. So there we go. Carnage. All right. So opportunity to buy, guys. Buying the low, buying mad volumes, getting the main gains there the next 24 hours. Going to be some interesting stuff. And when will we see a relief rally after that? Obviously, the sacrifice continues to go on at a slightly higher rate, 6.25. Those next few days will certainly bring in a new capital. These are the latecomers, but it won't be anything like D-Day. D-Day was when we should expect the big money to truly come in, possibly some large late big comers in the next following days, but generally they'll get in today on D-Day. All right, so that is the old PulseChain there as well. All right, so we're going to have the mother of all recoveries on Pulse from this day. Will you guys be the heroes? I don't know. We'll find out. All right, see, that is where we are right now on the. We're counting it down. 23 hours and 57 minutes to go. Let's see where we go, guys. I've got some snapshots. We've got some baselines. It's going to be fun to see where it all goes from here. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the show. We went extra long, guys. 1 hour and 47 minutes. It's crazy. If you do love daily crypto and PulseChain content, check out the channels. Check out the socials. Join up to the Discord Strategy Club. Only $35 a month. Only just over $1 a day. Fantastic value there as well. Oh no, big red dip in 1 minute. No, is it? I just lost the chart, damn it. I just lost the chart. What the fudge? Let's pull the chart back up. We got to check that. He's always teasing me with this damn flipping charts. He always gets me to do weird things and mess up my live shows. So red gets green candle, dude. You fibbed. But look, it's going to be interesting where we bottom out here. Will we lose a zero today? That's a question. That's another question. Liquidity is pretty thin, just on this pool alone, which is the main pool, is 2.3 mil. Anyway, we'll see you there. Cheers, super. I appreciate it. And now 48 minutes. Time to finish, guys. You just never know. In December, in January, will we see one of those? We shall see.
You know, you could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a God candle at any moment. Green candle at any moment. Giant green candle. It's easier to get them because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic for sale because there's less of it for sale.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, guys. Catch you tomorrow, and we'll see where it all lands. I'll do the end of day 21, and we'll see what happens over the next 24 hours. D-Day is in play. Place your bets or not. Just sit and have a cool drink next to the pool, something like that. All right. Take care. Bye for now.